I'm Ray Davis, Family Life Minister for the North Oaks Church of Christ in Santa Clarita, California. And I think there's a gap in the life of believers. We know what Scripture says, but when it comes to dealing with our family, there is more verbal and physical abuse than you can imagine. So I think the question for us all is, how can we demonstrate the grace of God if we are not graceful to our loved ones? So I continue my discussion of Tim Muehlhoff's book, I Beg to Differ, Negotiating Difficult Conversations with Truth and Love. Great communication begins with an awareness, a self-awareness of our attitudes, beliefs, words, and nonverbals. Communication and relationship experts think that a person's self-confidence or concept and esteem are built or destroyed through words. If a child hears words of value, that this child is valued, the child has a good self-esteem. If what he hears is that he's worthless and valueless and isn't important to the family, then his esteem level will be low. I'd like for you to listen and read these biblical texts that talk about the impact of our words. Your tongue has the power of life and death. Those who love to talk will eat the fruit of their words. Proverbs 18:21. Rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. That's a pretty powerful one to me. Then in the book of James, no one can tame the tongue. It is an evil thing that never rests. It is full of deadly poison. With our tongues we praise our God and Father. With our tongues we curse people. We do it even though people have been created to be like God. Praise and cursing come out of the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, it shouldn't be this way. And that's chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 in James. A dad recently told me of a situation that occurred about 30 years ago. He was away on a business trip, and during this time his wife called him, informing that a bag of cannabis was found among the daughter's things in her bedroom. Mom, of course, was upset, and she wanted him, the dad, to speak to the daughter immediately. The dad declined, saying that such a conversation should be face-to-face. Tell her I will deal with this when I get home. Well, you can only imagine what the daughter was thinking and getting, going wild about what kind of punishment she would get. And so when the dad arrived, he walked into her room. Tears just flooded the daughter's face. He hugged her and asked, "Is this the way you want to live your life? Hiding, and then once found out, living in fear?" Interestingly, the daughter didn't cause any more problems like this. Now, I complimented the dad for his wisdom and how he phrased and dealt with his daughter. And he told me it was a good thing he was away on the business trip, for if he had been home when this had happened, he may have lost control. But I think that's the key point. He had some time to think about how he was going to deal with this with his daughter. And when it comes to our speech with our spouses and our kids, it's important that we take some time and think. In John chapter 8, when a mob picked up stones to throw at a woman caught in adultery, they tried to push Jesus into throwing stones as well. And how Jesus responded is he didn't answer. He knelt down, drew in the dirt with one of his fingers, and as the mob harassed him for an answer, Jesus stood up and offered one of the most profound statements of his ministry. If you've forgotten what that is, I'll ask you to go back to John chapter 8 and the last few verses. So until next time, take the time to make profound statements. Your family will thank you.